Here's a hot take. Being immersed in sim racing is more important than being good at sim racing. Having skill is great, but being immersed is how we escape. And isn't that really what we climb in the rig to do? To escape? Escape from the problems, escape from the stress, retreat from the noise of everyday life. Be in a place where it's just you, your wheel, and your virtual track. That's why I've always tried to build my rigs for immersion, not just for lap times. For me, sim racing is my sanctuary. Immersion's the whole point. That's the reason I built the first Cup Car rig. It was about chasing more than just a pre-built setup. And yeah, it did turn out pretty good. But good will always be third place to amazing. So Cup Car 2.0 starts now. Now the old Cup Car was seemingly immersive at the time. POV racing, low light, had all the right vibes. But up close, the enclosure was half-assed, the roof was a mess, the floor was a mess, and the passenger side, also a mess. 3D printed parts gave it a taste of reality, but even those were rough around the edges. Now it's time to fix that. The crazy part is, I've just been putting the old parts back on, just so I could try to figure out what's going to stay and what's going to go with this next build. And those of you who have been around a minute already know, this is when I start getting pumped up. This is what I enjoy doing. I love building rigs. I love making them as immersive as I possibly can. And just seeing this beat up ratty dash back on the rig gets me so pumped up to start building the next one. Cup Car 2.0 is about making everything seamless. Imagine an Alcantara wrapped roof that actually fits, blended right into the monitors. No gaps, no glare, just pure immersion and a lighting system that actually makes sense. If you guys thought the custom 500 LED lighting system was overkill before, just wait. The front windows alone will have that many. I want sunlight wrapping 360 degrees around the cockpit. Realistic, not just flashy. Now the lighting's going to be one of the trickiest parts because it's going to require some channeling so that none of the lights show on camera or anywhere in the rig, but that it still projects down exactly where I need it. Below the monitors, the most immersive 3D printed interior I've ever done. This time, I might even add some Alcantara for a legit race car look. Add custom door panels, some more side impact bars, and finally a proper floor. For the first time, I'll finally feel like I'm actually in a real Cup Car, not just standing next to one. With a build on this magnitude, those parts are going to have to be more sturdy than before, so I've had to take on a new partner. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. With the aesthetics out of the way, we gotta talk hardware. Thanks to a growing list of killer brands, I'm finally in a position to push the at-home sim rig as far as it'll go. Sure, some people build wild, full car cockpits with massive screens, but I wanna see how real we can get with just 3 monitors, a wheel, and a normal space. So here's what's coming. 2 new wheels, a new chassis, the Butt Kicker Pro is already in the mix, maybe motion, definitely going to do a belt tensioner at some point. Those two kind of depend on how the deals shake out. And for now, I'm sticking with the Fanatec bass and pedals, but I'll dig into why in a later video. Now the point of all this is that this isn't just my build, it's ours. I want this to be the build that shows manufacturers what we really want from them when it comes to sim racing. So for this series, I'm going to expect your feedback in the comments, every step of the way. Tell me what works, what doesn't work, what you want to see next. Let's build this thing together, because when this thing is done, I want the future of sim racing hardware to look a lot brighter than it does right now. Now let's get to the good stuff. For the last build, 3D printing got me pretty far. But some parts for this build are going to need some real muscle. So for Cup Car 2.0, I'm going to be learning a new skill. Since it only took me a couple weeks to get really dialed in on 3D printing, I thought maybe I could learn CNC just as fast. So that's why for this series, I've partnered with SainSmart to get my hands on a desktop CNC machine. If all goes well, I should be able to make aluminum and carbon fiber parts that'll hold up to the power of a full motion rig, if that's the route I decide to go. Alright guys. This is a Jinmitsu 3020 Pro Ultra. It's a CNC router kit that comes fully capable to do just about anything we could need to do on the rig. As you can see, it's a bit more compact than the K1 Max. Even though this is a desktop CNC machine, I won't be using it in here in the studio because from everything I've reviewed, it's way too loud and it's way too messy. But just a few things to kind of make you guys acquainted with it. It's got a 710 watt router and a 200 by 300 millimeter build plate. The machine does come with an external control board so that it doesn't have to be connected directly to the computer, which will come in real handy when I have to put it out in the garage later. And as you guys can see, it comes with all the tools you need to get started. We've got an SD card with SD card reader, the tools, the clamps, the Z probe kit so that we can get it dialed in. And then of course the little knobs for the clamps. All the hardware came with it. And as you guys saw, it was pretty simple to put together. I did it while I was explaining the plan for it. So what if I've never actually touched a CNC machine until today? 6 months ago, I had never designed a 3D printed part or used a 3D printer. You see how that worked out. That said, if any of you guys out there are already using a CNC machine and you have any tips, drop them in the comments. You might save me a lot of headache. Alright guys, so next week's going to be all about hardware. I'm going to be partnering with Apex Sim Racing to test some gear that you guys probably already know and maybe even love. But after that, Cup Car 2.0 is going full throttle. I'll be diving into the CNC machine and cranking out the first round of custom parts. This build is going to be absolutely wild, so make sure you don't miss a second of it. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Show the sponsors some love using the affiliate links in the description, and I'll see you guys on the track.